The Royal Enfield Bear 650, everyone, is back on the channel. Welcome to another video on this wicked motorcycle, which has very kindly been loaned out to me by Fraser's Motorcycles. If you live in the Gloucester area or surrounding counties here in the UK, definitely go and check them out. They've got plenty of bikes available and plenty of demos just like this one for you to test ride right now. So if you wouldn't mind checking them out, I'd really appreciate it. And when you do, don't forget to say hello from me. Now, today, everyone, we're actually going to be discussing one of those topics that I actually find quite difficult when it comes to doing these videos on these loaned bikes, and it's whether or not I would actually buy one of these bikes. This is A2 compliant, but is it a motorcycle that I would be happy riding on the daily? For A2 riders, I think this bike actually has got quite a lot going for it, but for full license holders, well, let's jump on and let's find out. Yeah, you guys, I've been riding this bike for, about an hour to hour and a half now. I've got to know it quite well. And I forgot actually to mention in the ride review as well that the mode button is at the back here. So you've got the back button or the home button here for the menu, but the mode button is here, which we'll be playing around with today. But ride mode, rear ABS on, rear ABS off. Okay. Let's see how that feels, but that's all that button does. It just turns on and off the ABS. That's a nice car. Is that an old? I was going to say an old Morgan, but it probably isn't. It's probably quite a new Morgan. But yeah, actually, funnily enough, quite similar to this, isn't it? This bike does look like it rolled off the showroom floor back in the 1960s, but it still looks good in this day and age, you know. The whole retro bike thing is still going strong. People love the look of retro bikes, and I don't blame them, to be honest. Yeah, it's a nice looking bike. I mean, I'm not really into retro bikes. I appreciate them, and I understand why people like them and why they like buying them, but they're just not bikes for me. But we're going to take that out of the equation here today in terms of the looks. It's all going to be about the riding experience. That's what I care about more, to be honest with you. I'm always quite happy to forego the way how a motorcycle looks for the riding experience. You know, I prefer to have a better riding experience than anything else. But, you know, I mean, if you haven't checked out our review, guys, I heavily recommend that you do. We do a deep dive into the specs of the bike and how those specs compare to the real world riding experience, and it's a good little foundational video, I suppose, to watch before watching this one. But after I've done the ride reviews on the bikes, that's like kind of like my first impressions. That's like my first hour on the bike, you know, and I'm just reporting on how the bike feels in that first hour. But after that point, I get to know the bike a little bit more. And so I feel in a better position to answer this question today, whether or not an advanced level rider could appreciate a bike like this. Would they would they get bored of it, I suppose, is what we're trying to find out today. Still doing little bunny hops. Still haven't quite figured out how to wheelie this bike properly. Probably shouldn't though, because it's being loaned out to me in good faith. But still, it's funny doing little bunny hops with this bike. That's what I mean. It's got quite a lot of charm. Not quite as much as the V7 Sport, which we had a go on a couple of weeks ago. That for me had more charm. It had more torque. They had a little bit more going for it as a retro cruiser looking bike. But that's not, I believe, well, that's not an A2 bike from stock. You could, I believe, restrict it to A2. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, again, another cruiser bike riding experience, but it had just a bit more to give. I think that extra torque and maybe the seating position as well, I think were a little bit nicer than this bike. Not too far off, but just enough to make a difference. Because yeah, this bike's got quite a lot going for it, to be honest with you. It's got that torque, but it's missing out those higher RPMs, and it's missing out on that top end horsepower. It does drop off a little bit. It just would be nice, you guys, if it's got 9,000 RPMs on the rev meter. If it could go up to 8,000 RPM, then I'd be happy. But yeah, it tops out. It bounced off the limiter at 7,250. It's a hard limit. It's an electronic limit, but it's a hard limit. I'm not sure if that's something that you could, I don't know, tune out the bike. I'm not sure. Maybe. But stock torque is pretty nice, you guys, to be honest. And if there's one thing that an advanced level rider is going to appreciate, it's going to be that torque on this bike, for sure. And you know, you can probably lean it over, you guys. It's a fun little bike to race around on the streets, you know. I didn't even scrape the foot pegs then, so they're high enough that you can properly lean the bike over and have a little bit of fun in the twisties. It's not shy when it comes to doing that. But yeah, the torque is amazing. The maneuverability, the nimbleness is really nice. The way how you can flick it into corners, and overall the ride is good, very positive. There's nothing negative to say really about this bike, full stop. It's a very, very good bike. That guy didn't look before he crossed, did he? Bloody hell. Yeah, there's not really a lot more detail that I can go into apart from that. It's very good, but there's nothing negative about it. But at the same time, there's nothing really about this bike that makes me go, oh wow. Like, it puts a smile on my face, don't get me wrong. I'm really happy to be riding this bike. It is fun, but it doesn't blow me away. There's not that je ne sais quoi that some of the other bikes that we've done ride reviews on over the last couple of years has. Like their V7, the Moto Guzzi V7 Sport, that had something. Again, I'm still trying to figure that out, you guys, but it had something that made it special. And that wasn't a quick bike either, you guys. Like 0 to 60, I mean, what was it? 5 seconds? I managed to get out of it. So not a quick bike in the slightest. But that's what I mean, you guys. Je ne sais quoi does not mean that it has to be ultra powerful or ultra fast. That's not what I'm trying to say here. It's more of a, I don't know, it's a feeling. It's a feeling that you get from the bike. Even when you're just cruising it around, you're just riding it sensibly, you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, you're not pulling wheelies or anything like that. There's something about a lot of these bikes that just, it gets you, it gets under your skin, it gets to your heart, pulls at your heartstrings. And this bike, despite how much I'm really enjoying riding it, it doesn't have that. It doesn't pull at my heartstrings as much as I was hoping. Which is really sad, but I mean, I think that might just be because these days I'm an advanced level rider. If I was an A2 rider, then maybe I'd feel a little bit differently about it. And that TFT display as well, you guys, is probably one of the best on an A2 bike. It's a really good display, and the fact that it can do Android Auto as well, that is awesome. Not many bikes do that. Even top tier bikes, flagship level bikes, have Android Auto functionality, but this A2 compliant little bear here, that's a really cool feature that I would appreciate, and it's something that I think a lot of manufacturers have got to catch up with, to be brutally honest. There's no reason why they can't have Android Auto on their displays. It's a manufacturing choice, a design choice. But this bike's got it. So again, that's something else for me as an advanced level rider. I would love that. and there's plenty of space here on the handlebars to put on a phone mount, because you've got a little USB socket on the side there, Type-C, that you can plug your phone into to charge it. Actually, that's one thing I'm not sure about, actually, whether or not it's wireless Android Auto or if it's wired Android Auto. If it's wired, then, well, I wouldn't see the point, because if you're having your phone mounted here, you can just use your phone as the sat-nav to control everything. I mean, I guess you got the controls on the bike that you could use. You got this little knob here that you can use to fiddle around with it, I suppose, to make changes and adjustments and things. But it would make far more sense if it was wireless. I don't know. I'll pop that up on the screen for you if whether it is or it isn't wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. But yeah, oh man, it's so sad that I'm saying this, because I really like this bike. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's a great bike and a fantastic A2 bike. It's not the fastest A2 bike, as I mentioned in the ride review. There are more performance-oriented A2 bikes out there, like the CBR 500R from Honda, like the Kawasaki Ninja and Z500, even the R3. It's probably got more performance than this bike, but it's purely because of the way it's geared and the higher RPM limits. This bike has got a short RPM limit, short gearing, or shorter gearing, shall we say. So it's yeah, if performance is all you care about, and you're looking at an A2 bike, or well, maybe even if you're a full license holder here in the UK, then yeah, this isn't the bike for you. As much as you'd probably enjoy yourself and have fun on it, I think you'd get bored. Which is a shame. I am more of a performance-oriented rider, but I can still jump on a bike like this and still have a lot of fun and really appreciate it. That's the thing. I think unfortunately a lot of riders might jump on this and just get bored. You know, they'd be like, I don't know what the fuss is about. That kind of attitude, I suppose. But yeah, honestly, it's good. It's good, you guys. I can't speak to the reliability of these bikes. I know that Royal Enfield haven't exactly got the best track record when it comes to the reliability of their bikes. But in terms of the way how it rides, the fun factor, it's there. It's definitely got it. What's really funny here is that on the gear lever, naturally I'm putting my toes here on the actual foot peg rather than keeping them underneath the gear lever as I normally would. I'm changing gear and then putting my foot back. I'm doing the same on this side as well, to some extent, which is interesting. So like, I do that. I mean, that's another thing actually that I didn't get a chance to test on the ride review, is the clutchless shifting. Alright, no clutch. Yeah, pretty smooth. Yeah, if you time it just right, goes in no problem. Let's try downshifting. Yeah. 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 Pretty smooth downshifting as well. It's really funny how people say on cruisers that you can't do clutchless shifting. Yes, you can. I don't know why people say that. You absolutely can. Yeah, I've on every bike I've ridden, you guys, like, you can do a clutchless shift, up or down. Oh, I mean, we're getting on this little hill here. Shall we see if this bike can do a little wheelie pop? Nah, no, it doesn't quite have the juice to pop a little wheelie. You can do little bunny hops, but that's about it. Oh man, very well balanced bike. I know it's an A2 bike. I know it's got the really nice TFT, but if it had cruise control, that would be even better. I mean, it might be a similar situation to the V7 Sport, where it had like a hidden cruise control function. Let's see if whilst I'm moving. No, No, that's just the ABS mode. It's a shame. Would have been nice if it had cruise control. Oh yeah, I tell you what, you guys. Unfortunately, as much as I'm really enjoying this bike, and I think it's really fun, quite fuel efficient as well, funnily enough, even though I've been riding this bike pretty hard today, I wouldn't buy one for me. I'm an advanced level rider. The types of bikes that I enjoy riding are a little bit bigger than this. I like riding the 600s, the 1 litres and up. Those are the bikes I prefer to ride. Basically 600cc and up. Now, some of you might get a little bit confused by that, because this is a 650, but it's a parallel twin. A 600 usually means inline 4. With those extra 2 cylinders, a much higher RPM limit, they're far more performance oriented than parallel twins are. So they are like my FZ6, my Yamaha FZ6. It's a 600 derived from the R6, but it's an inline 4, right? Even though it's got less displacement, it's producing more torque, a load more torque, and a load more top end horsepower than this. The FZ6 is producing 100 horsepower at the crank. This is producing 47. This is producing 57, I think, or 58 newton meters of torque, or 56 newton meters of torque. The FZ is producing well over 60. You see what I mean? It's a totally different class of bike, a totally different caliber of bike to bikes like this, even though it's got a little bit more displacement. And I suppose, you know, it's got a bit more punch off the line, but as soon as you start going through the RPMs, it really does drop off. Whereas on the FZ6 and the R6, the CBR 600RR, the ZX6R, all of these 600cc class bikes, that's when they're producing most of their power. From the mid-range and up, that's when they're producing all their power. Whereas on this bike, it's producing most of its power at 4,000 RPM, and then it drops off, or it's sustained. So yeah, that's the biggest difference there. But even so, I mean, I can praise this bike an awful lot, and like I said, for an A2 level rider, or maybe even a rider that is doing direct access, you know, and you want your first bike, so you go, you know, over 25 years old and you do your full motorcycle license, an entry bike, this might be quite good as an entry bike for you, where it's got just enough power to keep you interested, and it's, you know, you're not going to get bored of it too quickly. Maybe after a few years, after you've paid off the finance, then at that point maybe you might be getting a little bit bored of this bike. But at that point it's the right time to upgrade, you know, it's the right time to move on. But yeah, for people like that, anyone who's on A2 or anyone who is a direct access full license holder, this is good. I approve of this bike. But if you're an advanced level rider, you might find it charming like I do, but I don't think, oh, that's nice, that's ZX9. I don't think you would appreciate it over the long term. I think you would get bored, unfortunately. I know, that's the thing, you guys. I'm nearly 2 hours into riding this bike and I haven't got bored yet. So yeah, I'm still enjoying the hell out of it. I really am. Yeah, it's a fun bike, you guys. That's the funny thing. It's really fun, but it's not stupid fun. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. Hopefully that describes it a little bit better. It's a fun bike, but it's not stupid fun. But still, it's fun nonetheless. And yeah, from like 4th gear down, so first to 4th, pretty good. It's only when you get after that, but then again, those higher gears, they're for cruising, all right. They're not really designed to give you buckets of torque. They're designed to get you the best fuel economy, which this bike also, from looking at it, this bike doesn't have a huge fuel tank. I can't remember off the top of my head how big the fuel tank is. Maybe 14 litres, 15 litres, something like that. But yeah, quite fuel efficient. I filled this up all the way to the top. Well, near enough. I didn't have the bike standing up. But yeah, I near enough filled it all the way to the top. And yeah, I mean, on the demo bikes, I mean, I probably put on anywhere from 50 to 100 miles on the bikes. So yeah, I really should do that. I should set the trip computer so like, yeah, so I record how much mileage I actually end up doing on the bikes on the reviews. But oh yeah, you guys. As a cruiser, I don't think it gets much better than this. This bike cruises so well. Oh. I could ride this bike for hours. Hours and hours. My butt is starting to feed it a little bit. But yeah, I could continue riding for ages on this bike. Man. Yeah, well, what a motorcycle, you guys. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but I won't be buying one. But anyone who does, I understand why. I get it. I understand why you would buy this. I mean, even though the looks aren't for me, that's not, like I said earlier, that's not playing a part here in my thought process. I think I was MT09. Yeah, this isn't impacting the overall feel that I've got for this bike. Alright, this is all on the riding experience itself, that I'm feeling the way I do about it. Oh man. That's the funny thing, I'm going to miss this bike, even though it's not a bike that I would own myself. I'm still going to miss it. It's still left an impression on me, you guys. Jesus Christ, man. You just waited a little bit for me to get around the damn bend, man. Motorcyclists are so impatient, aren't they? I can't really complain or say anything, because I'm quite impatient myself. Yeah, nowhere near it up in second gear. Anyway, everyone, thank you ever so much for joining us on this ride out on the wicked Royal Enfield Bear 650. It's been an awesome riding experience, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely gets my seal of approval. Alright, so yeah, if this is the kind of bike that you like and you enjoy, or you really want something like this, then yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, if it has encouraged you to buy one of these bikes, you guys, then go ahead, leave that like, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell down there so you don't miss any more videos from us. I do plan to shoot one more video on this bike before I give it back today. But yeah, you let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, as always, you guys, and we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one, take care, ride safe.